Hello everyone, I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer, and I've been playing Siege for 4 years on and off. And I've been playing a lot on Xbox. And on Xbox, you see a lot more entry fraggers than you do on PC, and, I have a lot of experience countering entry fraggers, and I'd like to tell you guys some of the tactics that I use to counter entry fraggers. So, if you notice someone is brain dead, the trap meta works great until they figure out you have traps. So a lot of people will default to trap meta, which is good as kind of a one-trick pony. You bring the Frost one time, you bring the Capcan. The Legion is a different story. Sometimes you bring him a bunch, but that Frost and Capcan and both of those ops, especially, you may bring them once or twice to counter that entry fragger. At least get him down to the 20 HP and the no res, right? But what do you do after that, right? So the key important thing when you counter an entry fragger is you need to figure out where they're going to come from first, okay? Entry fraggers have a really big advantage if you don't know where they're coming from. It's like dealing with a roamer and you don't know the location of them, right? You have to be on your toes, checking 5,000 different angles, where if you know where they're coming from, you only have to check one or two. That's the most important part. So whether it's barbed wire, proximity alarms, cameras, freaking windows opening, reload sounds, maybe you hear some feet, that's going to be your first cue as to where the entry fraggers are. Even if they're smart, because you're going to hear them doing things, right? So your first thing is information. Where are they coming from? Now, how do you actually counter an entry fragger in a gunfight? Well, it's very simple. You have to have superior positioning. A lot goes into superior positioning. There's different tactics you can use, right? Maybe you hold an angle to where they can't see you, but you can see them. Maybe you do the one that's less common, which is you set up a crossfire, right? A crossfire is where two people are looking at the exact same spot. They can shoot the same spot at the same time, but when the person enters, you both fire at the same time, right? One of you might die, but hypothetically, if everyone has perfect aim, you're going to get the kill. That's another counter to the entry fragger, right? But let's say you're a roamer on your own. How do you counter this entry fragger? A lot of it comes down to game sense, right? Footsteps. Footsteps is a big one, right? Intel is going to be your second thing. You got the guy hopping on cams being like, yo, someone entered into this room or this room. But footsteps, barricades, if you pay very close attention, reloading, leaning, and ADSing all make sounds when they are activated. You can hear them even if you're on the enemy team. Those are all sounds that you need to learn to really listen for the entry fraggers running in, even if they're crouch walking, right? Because at some point or another, they're going to have to turn around and go through a door, right? ADS, you're going to hear a drone. If you get droned out, that means there's probably going to be someone with a gun coming in real soon to kill you, or an explosive. All those little game sense things are going to be your biggest counter to an entry fragger, because at the end of the day, if you're the roamer versus the entry fragger, you're going to have to win your gunfights, right? So if you're on Xbox, aim is really important, PC as well, but I feel like PC, it's more of the proper positioning, right? If you know someone's coming for you, don't run out in the open in a room. A lot of roaming mistakes, right? The reason why roamers get picked off from entry fraggers, a lot of anchors get picked off because they just don't know where anyone's coming from. Because maybe the roamer doesn't get on cams if they die, right? Or someone just dies and doesn't get on cams. I'm not going to put roamers under the bus, but if you're a roamer, a lot of times roamers die is because they're busy sprinting around the map, or they won't pick, different spots to maneuver. They won't pick good angles. They'll just kind of like walk around in the middle of a room looking at angles. That's why a lot of roamers die to entry fraggers. And if you know the pathways they're going to come from, where they're going to come from, you can set up counter angles. You can at least get a shot off before you run away, right? If you're more advanced, you're going to waste their time so that they become more stressed and have to push you, right? Swings are different, but if someone has to come to you, that puts you at an advantage, right? That's why defense That's why Siege is considered a defender-sided game, is because at the end of the day, the attackers have to come for the defenders. If you as a defender set it up to where no matter where you are, even if you're a roamer, the attackers have to come to you, you're going to put yourself in an advantage. So that's really all I have to say. That's a ginormous and basic overview of countering entry fraggers without getting into specifics. If you guys would like to know more, let me know in the comments below. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to support the channel, there's links to my mouse in the description below. Those are affiliate links. They help me out. And yeah, I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer. I suck just as bad as you do at video games, and I'll see you guys in the next one.